YandereDev. Now, some of you watching this right now may understand what this extravagant terminology actually means, but some of you may just see this and think this is a word, an object, perhaps even a location, or even a fragment of your imagination which just hasn't arrived yet. And actually, that's probably the best one we could go for. Just imagine you're laying down in a cornfield, but something is on your mind. There is something that should be there, but it's simply not there. You're trying to imagine it. It's frustrating, it's irritating, but for some reason, after years of thinking, you just can't see it. Now, I think that's a pretty accurate representation of Yandere Simulator and YandereDev, and at this point, if you still don't know who this man is and what he represents, well, I just have to ask the simple question of how is it having loving parents?
I, Ever X, humbly submit a toast to Nicholas Alexander for successfully managing to pirate Warcraft 3 so that he may play Defense of the Ancients.
Now, this is YandereDev. He's a self-proclaimed independent games developer well known for his work on the video game Yandere Simulator. Now, a lot of you may understand what a simulation-based game is, such as Truck Simulator, Flight Simulator, Train Simulator, I Sat on a Donkey for 30 Minutes Simulator. These are games where you can basically simulate things that you would do in real life without getting arrested, and Yandere Simulator is no different, but understandably, some of you may not know what a yandere actually is. And you know what? For your own mental well-being, I really hope that's the case. Yandere is derived from the Japanese words yanderu, meaning insane or sick, and dira meaning affection or loving. Simply put, a yandere is someone who is lovesick, someone who's been driven to insanity by extreme obsession or love, thus resulting in abnormal behaviour, if not violence. And this beautiful man here with his lovely milk chalice decided to develop a simulation-based game where you yourself can be a yandere who is set in a high school where you're a high school girl called Yandere-chan.
I don't know. I think that's a bit dodgy, mate.
And basically, the whole development of this game has been absolutely terrible. This man has basically been involved in multiple controversies where it's involved him just insulting a lot of people, taking a lot of money and not actually developing this game on time, and the game overall having terrible coding. The whole production of this game has just been a complete and utter mess. But at this point, if you still don't know who this man is and what he represents, this is YandereDev.
Trust me, when you fire this game up, your little fucking nuts are gonna start quaking, buddy. Your little nuts are gonna be quaking. You're gonna shoot.
If you've personally experienced this man in your dreams, please contact this emergency phone number right here, or the milkman will come. He'll come in the night, and I'll get you with his lovely beacon chalice of milk, whatever you want to call it. He'll come for you, and I'll get you. Now, personally, a lot of my friends have made plenty of videos about YandereDev and the development of this video game, discussing in depth why this game is so terrible and why the development of this game is equally terrible. But in today's video, I kind of just want to do a quick deep dive into why most people truly dislike YandereDev.
Hey, what's up? Can I get a number 15 Burger King? Lettuce.
Yandere Simulator began development back in 2014. The game included torturing skills such as poison, electrocution, and drowning rivals. It was a very cool game, very fun, where you could be obsessive over people in a video game that don't actually exist. Very cool, very fun. A lot of people were actually quite interested in this game. He set up a Patreon, which at the time in 2014 and 2015 was making around $5,000 a month, which is a pretty hefty figure. A lot of moolah, a lot of money. A lot of your favorite YouTubers such as PewDiePie and this big gorgeous man right here started playing it.
Oh, are you the trunk that I gotta keep people in when I take them back to my house and kidnap them?
And it was wonderful. It was magnificent.
Hey, how's it going, bros? My name's So I saw Manga Minx playing this game, and I'm like, yep, I need to check it out right now. Animu, so animu.
Nice. And oh sweet Jesus, this video came out in 2015. Back then I was just a little Sam baby waiting to blossom into the world. And now, contrary to belief, it is actually 5 years down the line. It is 2020 and not much has changed other than my hairline.
You ever hear the tragedy of
YandereDev?
the wise.
In short, the video game was announced for development 6 years ago. A lot of people have invested their own money into helping the support of this game be developed in a quick period of time. A lot of people aren't happy with the level of coding in this video game. The standard is genuinely atrocious. For $5,000 a month, you would expect something better than this. And I have a computer science degree, I've dabbled in games design here and there, and even for my not expert level of understanding, this is terrible. Like, this is actually awful. There's also another controversy about YandereDev stealing character assets and models without asking for permission, and something which he can't do is credit people, which I'm going to do right now by playing this video.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No, 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 no. Look at the top of his head.
Now, a lot of you right now may not have a true understanding to why this level of programming is genuinely so atrocious, and I'm not going to go in full depth to explain why every line is so bad, but I'm going to give you an example. I went to university as a little sandbaby, and you know, I didn't actually have any understanding of how to program, but I started a computer science degree, and I think about 1 month down the line, I had a better standard of coding than YandereDev.
Look at his lips.
I mean, this programming is genuinely so atrocious, it makes me wonder who was actually funding this and why. YandereDev is somebody who is well known to respond to criticism, but not exactly in a good manner. To my judgment alone, it appears that YandereDev does not exactly like criticism. Hence, the guy has a whole dedicated section on his website to debunking claims made about him, such as stealing, insulting people, saying the world would be better if somebody was dead, just being rude to people such as his fans, including volunteers who gave their free time without pay to work on Yandere Simulator despite their weird experiences with this guy. And I fully understand when it comes to any creator on this platform, there is always going to be forms of misinformation about them, but there is a lot of evidence about this guy in the things that he's allegedly debunking, and just looking at this, it's just pretty hilarious to read. Claim: YandereDev is a bad programmer. In short, no, I'm not. In order to maintain a steady upload schedule, Yandere Simulator was developed almost exclusively in crunch time, from 2015 to 2017. During the phase of Yandere Simulator's development, I wasn't trying to write clean or efficient code, I was prioritizing the act of putting cool new features into the game quickly as possible, so I could make frequent uploads to YouTube. Now, if you don't fully understand what crunch time is when it comes to video game development, basically, when you're getting to the last period of developing a video game, you will have this thing called crunch time, where in a few days or a few weeks, you will basically just go through a really fast process of developing the back end of the game so it can get released on its release date. And usually this is a very much frowned upon technique in the video game industry, because it means developers are going to be overworked and a lot of times not exactly compensated for this, and it can genuinely really affect people's mental health when it comes to crunch time. But with crunch time in this video game, he said he was working from 2015 to 2017. Now, what I want you guys all to do now is just to pick up your phones or look at your nice little watches and look at the date. It's currently 2020. Crunch time took 2 years, 5 to 3 years ago. I'm a little bit confused. The game has only just released a demo 6 years after production, and I can fully understand that this is an independent team, but there are still other people working on this who eventually left the team due to their weird experiences with YandereDev, but alas, there are still people working on this, and you've only released a demo 6 years later.
Hi, Osana is complete. Yandere Simulator's first official demo is now available. Links are in the description. Right now, you might have a bunch of questions, like how much content is in the demo? How close is the demo to the final game? How long did it take to make Osana? Will the other rivals take as much time to create as Osana did? How close is Yandere Simulator to completion? How long will it take to finish Yandere Simulator? And what is the next step in Yandere Simulator's development? I'll do my best to answer those questions in this video.
I mean, you've been doing your best to answer these questions for the last 5 fucking years! I mean, realistically, how much money do you require to build a stalking simulator? I don't believe that you required that much over a 6-year period. You're still making $2,000 a month, and I just don't get why we're still waiting. I'm not even gonna play this game, but I just want to know why it's taking so long, and you can't even answer it in this video. I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a nice old deal. I'll go to your Patreon and buy your $100 Patreon tier if I get to 600,000 subs by the end of the month. That's your deal. And if I get that, apparently I'm in the end credits because apparently that's worth $100. I'm genuinely willing to buy this tier, but I simply don't want to use my own money, so we're going to rely on the Google AdSense by me getting to 600k subs. So let's try that, because I feel like it would be quite a magical thing if inabberTV was in the credits to Yandere Simulator. But at the same time, I feel like my parents would disown me. Then again, they don't actually speak to me. So let's just do this. Now, going back to the origins of this guy, I was originally confused, honestly, to why everyone hated him, but after seeing some leaked messages from him, he doesn't seem like a very nice person, and to some people watching this, that may be extremely obvious, and I apologize for that, but this is new grounds to me. Looking at these DMs, I'm really confused to why people still support the guy, especially with his treatment towards people who worked for him for free. Apparently, also in the past, he didn't credit people for their own work, so he lost the assets for specific character models in the video game. As somebody who only a week ago was such an outsider to the whole chaos around YandereDev, I would just dub this guy as the game's developer edition of Onision. Like, honestly, they seem like such similar people in just their styles of approaching drama and in general controversy. I look at this and feel like the guy is only doing all of these things for attention. This whole process has been 6 years long, and I feel like he's embraced that, knowing that despite this negativity driven towards him, he knows that this is only bringing him a form of relevance, because at the end of the day, for a lot of people, negative press is still press.
Trust me, when you fire this game up, your little fucking nuts are gonna start quaking, buddy.
There's also this game a lot of people like to play of where they would go into YandereDev's Discord and basically just try and speedrun it by getting kicked at a world record speed.
Okay, so this is gonna be my personal attempt at getting banned really fast. Alright, so it started. And I got... Did I just get banned? Wait, there's no way. Wait, what? Did I just...
Yeah, your fucking name! Your name got you banned!
Yo!
I tried to go and do this speedrun myself, but I went to the Discord server and I found out that now, because of all of these speedruns, you have to submit an application to the server, and if you put any messages in, you get instantly banned. That possibly means that he has a bot banning people who have some form of names or some form of words in their username to get them banned. That's how unhinged this guy is. I mean, he clearly doesn't take criticism well, because on his debunking page, he says, YandereDev can't take criticism and blocks people for it. In short, I don't. And then he posts this weird example of where he says somebody called John Smith posts valid criticism, but in the same post where he writes valid criticism, does something which breaks the rules, resulting in him getting banned, despite making valid criticism. So effectively, what he is saying here is he bans people if they make valid criticism.
Hello, I am the legendary YandereDev, creator of the famous hit indie game phenomenon, Yandere Simulator. Would you like to fuck?
Now, there are plenty of things that I haven't mentioned so far in this video about YandereDev, which are equally hilarious, such as him apparently responding to every single email he receives, and some creepy DMs. It's all just a really, really big mess. In conclusion, this was a quick deep dive into the history and overall dramatic mess of YandereDev. YandereDev. This whole thing is a complete mess, and it actually does kind of dumbfound me about how something can be so exciting at first and then just constantly derail into more and more chaos. But to be honest, you know what? I find it quite funny. In conclusion to this video, will we ever get Yandere Simulator? Yes. Yes, we will. We will get the game when you drink the milk from the big, stinky, milky chalice. I mean, if you needed any more reason to not want to play this game, you've got it. You've got it right there. But that is the ending of this video. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe. And also, please don't forget to like this video. If you're new to this channel, this may be a bit of a weird video to you, seeing such a moron talk about something pretty sensitive and, you know, in a community which I don't really dabble into. But hey, if you want to subscribe, you're more than welcome to. We don't have milky chalices on this channel. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. And also go follow my social medias at inabber69 and inabber on Instagram. It's all there in the description. Thank you so much for coming to this video. I promise you the next video will not take 6 years of development, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out, people. Have a good day.